All right, let's jump right into a really powerful, and I mean game-changing idea from the marketing legend Seth Godin. He says that great marketing has almost nothing to do with facts or features. Nope, it's all about one thing: telling a fantastic story.
That's a quote from Godin himself, and that one line, wow, it's pretty much the key to this whole explainer. Now, this isn't about being deceptive, not at all. It's about understanding something really deep about how all of us make decisions and find meaning in the world.
So to really get what he's talking about, we're going to look at this amazing real-world puzzle. It's something that just perfectly captures this paradox between what's a fact and what we believe. It's a great question, right? Why does wine seem to taste so much better when you're drinking it out of an expensive, fancy glass? Well, this question leads us to a really cool story about a company called Riedel. So get this. A guy named George Riedel, who's a 10th-generation glassblower, builds a whole empire based on one single idea. The shape of the glass can totally change how a wine tastes. He even gets the king of wine critics, Robert Parker Jr., on board. Parker called the effect profound. But here's the crazy part. When scientists did double-blind tests, where nobody knows which glass is which, they found zero, and I mean zero, detectable difference. A $1 glass gives you the exact same taste as a $20 one. So, what is going on here? And this is the perfect example of Godin's main point. The facts just don't matter. The story that Riedel told, the story about craftsmanship, about unlocking the wine's hidden message, it made people believe the wine would taste better. And because they believed it, it did. Our beliefs can literally change our physical reality. Okay, so if marketing is all about belief, how do you tell a story that people are actually going to believe? The secret, according to Godin, is to stop talking about yourself and start by really truly understanding your audience's perspective first. He calls this their worldview. You can think of it like the set of glasses everyone is already wearing. It's made up of their biases, their values, their life experiences. It's what they believe before you even say a word. Someone who thinks new technology is awesome and makes life better has a totally different worldview from someone who thinks, new tech is just another hassle. So a frame is how you hook your story onto that worldview they already have. A perfect example is Krispy Kreme. Their frame wasn't, we sell fried dough with sugar on it. No way. Their frame was hot donuts. Hot means it's fresh, it's a sensory experience, it's a little decadent. It tapped right into the worldview that donuts are a special, indulgent treat. And that brings us to the core strategy, and it's so important. You don't have the time or the money to change how someone sees the world. It's just not going to happen. Instead, you find a group of people who are already primed to believe your story, and you frame it in a way that clicks with what they already think is true. Okay, so let's see how this all fits together. Godin actually breaks this whole thing down into a super simple 5-step framework. Okay, so step 1, like we just talked about, is that the consumer's worldview is already there. They're not a blank slate. Step 2, all of us are just wired to notice what's new and different. Something new grabs our attention. Then step 3, that first impression we get leads to an instant judgment, a little story we tell ourselves in a split second. Step 4, that's where the marketer comes in, offering a really great story that fits with that first impression. And finally, and this is so important, that story has to be authentic, because only the real, consistent stories are going to survive when people start looking closer. So, what does he mean by a great story? Well, it's not about being scientifically factual. It's about being authentic and consistent. It makes a big promise, you trust the person telling it, and it's subtle. It doesn't just beat you over the head with a sales pitch. And crucially, it has to agree with a worldview. Oh, and it's not for everyone. If you try to tell a story that pleases everybody, you end up telling a boring story that excites nobody. This brings us all the way back to that provocative title of his book, right? If all marketers tell stories, are they all just liars? Well, Godin makes a really important distinction here. So here it is, the big twist. Marketers tell stories, but it's us, the consumers, who are the ones who lie to ourselves. Yeah, we tell ourselves that a $125 pair of sneakers is going to change our lives, or that driving a certain car says something special about who we are. We tell ourselves these little stories to justify the things we already want. So you see, a liar tells a fake story just to get something from you. Their story is inconsistent. It falls apart if you look too closely. But a storyteller, they're authentic. They're consistent. They don't just tell the story, they live it. That's the real secret, the absolute key.
Authenticity. When the folks at Puma are designing those cool limited edition sneakers, they really believe in the story of style and hipness. That genuine belief is what gives the story its power. They believe their own story, and that is what makes it all work.
And this is really the ultimate takeaway. The game is not about fooling people. It's about crafting a story that's so authentic, so resonant, that people choose to believe it. They adopt it, and they make it part of their own truth. The ones who just make up stories that don't hold up, well, they're the ones who lose in the long run.
So, this leaves us with one last really big question, and this is for your business, your career, your personal brand, everything. What's the story you're telling? Is it authentic? And who out there is just waiting to believe it?